We're just really excited to be here to not just celebrate the Inspector General herself and her team, but the entire history of this office and the oversight that it has provided for Montgomery County residents. We talk about a legislative branch, and our main job is to pass a budget and to provide oversight for that budget. And we talk a lot on the GO committee about how our only currency in public life is public trust. And public trust starts with really understanding and making sure that we have the type of oversight that we need to make sure that taxpayers can feel confident that dollars are being spent in an effective way, in an efficient way, in a responsible and appropriate way. And every day, that's what the Inspector General and her team are doing, and we really appreciate it. For the past 25 years, they've been doing it. So we're joined here by somebody who is no stranger to this room and this body. Megan Davey-Lamarzi was appointed Inspector General of Montgomery County in September of 2019. And then in 2021, she was unanimously reappointed. She has stepped into this job and this role, and her team together have been there at a time when it is perhaps needed more than ever, where there is a massive infusion of additional dollars, particularly from the federal level, where government was being asked to move at speeds that it has not been asked to move at before, where we have to make sure that this infusion of capital and these new roles and responsibilities that the county government is taking on are being handled in the most appropriate possible way. Ms. Lamarzi served as clerk of this body and Inspector General for the Maryland Department of Health, where she was the first female and youngest Inspector General at the Maryland Department of Health. She began her career as a criminal prosecutor and worked on both the state and local levels. And as an assistant attorney general, she focused on large-scale economic crimes, healthcare fraud, and public corruption cases. Ms. Lamarzi received her Juris Doctorate from University of Maryland School of Law and her Bachelor of Arts from where else? The University of Maryland, College Park. Go Terps. She's a member of the Maryland Bar, a certified Inspector General, a recipient of the Daily Record's Leading Women Award, and a member of Leadership Montgomery's core class of 2019. She has developed a reputation for having a direct communication style, for being open, for being transparent, for fostering relationships within and beyond county government in order to do her job effectively. And in this role and under her leadership, the Office of Inspector General has seen a 145% year-over-year increase in complaints received, issued 45 reports, made 119 recommendations, and reviewed programs valued at over $500 million. During her tenure, the Office of Inspector General's annual operating budget has more than doubled with the strong support and advocacy of the Government Operations and Fiscal Policy Committee. Her staff has grown from 5 full-time employees to 17, most of which, I think all of which, are here today. And she's increased the OIG's language and cultural competency capabilities and diversity, incorporated diversity, equity, and inclusion principles in all of her engagements. And she has really been a leader for county government throughout the state and around the region. As we looked to really strengthen this office at this critical time, we turned to Ms. Lamarzi, who has stepped up in ways that we had high hopes, and she's exceeded those high hopes and expectations as well. So congratulations and welcome. Thank you for all that you do every day to ensure public trust in the process among our public. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to my colleague, Councilmember Katz.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Friedson. I don't know that the staff could get any further back. I mean, my gosh, this is just like every religious place. Everybody could come down here. You know, it's hard to believe. And first off, I should have learned years ago never to let Andrew Friedson speak first. He has said everything that could possibly be said plus. Having said that, it is hard to believe that Montgomery County did not have an Inspector General until 1997. I mean, Montgomery County, which is, I believe, larger than population-wise of 6 states in America. I mean, we're that large that we would not have had this type of oversight. And someone who's from outside of government, when they hear the term inspector general, I was teasing Megan before, you think it's some sort of military rank, but when someone here, not everyone is aware of what an inspector general does. I can tell you, this lady standing right here is aware of what an inspector general does, and the people who are so far back in this room understand what an inspector general does. And we are so very fortunate to have someone in this position, and we've had them all along, but especially now, to do the work and to do it in such a fair way. You all call balls and strikes. You don't come in and have an agenda to figure out, to do gotchas. You come in to figure out what's a better way for government to perform. So with that, we publicly thank all of you for doing a great job for all of us during, as Councilmember Friedson said, during some times where every now and then all of us have to shake our head and go, really? How did that happen? But anyhow, once you get that really, how did it happen? You then have to have that next head shake and say, we've got to solve it. So with that, I'll turn it over to Megan, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilmember Katz, Councilmember Friedson, the entire council for this recognition of our 25th anniversary. Offices of Inspector General really fulfill a critical role in maintaining the democracy that we all enjoy in this country. Oh, thank you. OIGs foster transparency and accountability in government. We shine a light on the way government programs work to ensure that they are cost efficient and effective. We provide the necessary oversight that is needed to build public trust in our institutions. And we serve as a voice and a resource to county employees and residents, the whistleblowers who call us, who want to make sure things are done in a fair manner, who want things to be equitable, to be done right, and that really is our highest calling. So it is a great pleasure for all of us, and my entire team is here, and I am very grateful to them because the work that we put out is not possible without them and their efforts. And I'm very, very proud to lead this office into our next quarter century and continue serving the residents of Montgomery County.
Appreciate that. I'll just note the teams in the back row, that's the investigator seats. So you always stand. So everything's in front of you. Yeah.
The county executive also back there.
Yeah, so 4 years ago, our committee saw a need in the Office of Inspector General to really provide additional resources to ensure the ultimate levels of independence, transparency, and accountability that the office would need, that any Office of Inspector General needs. And I think that we have been able to work together to make that happen, and you all have executed in a way that has really made us proud and that we deeply appreciate. So I'm really happy to be here with my colleague on that committee to be able to read this proclamation. So we have a proclamation from the Montgomery County Council. Whereas on October of 1997, the Montgomery County Council passed Bill 3896, amending the Montgomery County Code, Chapter 2, Administration, Section 264A. I read the whole thing because I know the OIG staff would expect me to. Establishing an Office of the Inspector General as an independent office in the legislative branch of Montgomery County government. And
First of all, were you even born in 1997? Whereas the Office of the Inspector General reviews the effectiveness and efficiency of programs and operations within county government and independent county agencies, and this has gotten a little confusing, I think, for some people. Independent county agency prevents and detects fraud, waste, abuse, and mismanagement in government activities and proposes ways to increase the legal, fiscal, and ethical accountability of county government departments and county-funded agencies. And
whereas the Inspector General has authority over county government, the Housing Opportunities Commission of Montgomery County, Montgomery College, Montgomery County Board of Education, and Montgomery County Public Schools. And
whereas the Office of Inspector General investigates complaints from residents, contractors, and employees regarding suspected fraud, waste, abuse, and mismanagement in county-funded departments and agencies. And
whereas the Inspector General makes dozens of findings and recommendations each year to improve operations and services provided through publicly funded programs and agencies. Now therefore be it resolved that the County Council of Montgomery County, Maryland hereby celebrates the 25th anniversary of the Montgomery County Office of the Inspector General. And be it further resolved that the County Council recognizes the Montgomery County Office of the Inspector General for providing objective oversight, protecting the integrity of county government operations and programs, and proactively and thoroughly identifying potential sources of fraud, waste, abuse, and mismanagement of county resources and public taxpayer funds. Presented on this 18th day of October in the year 2022 by myself, the Council President, Councilmember Katz, on behalf of all of our colleagues on the County Council. Congratulations, and I will note, when this office was created, I was running for treasurer of the student government of Hoover Middle School. Wow. So I was born, but I was pretty young. So congratulations, and here's to the next 25 years. I'd like to welcome up the whole staff. We're going to take a picture. So everybody on the team, come on down.